impact of the impact of pornography, Volume 3. This is going to be particularly on the area of perversion. I'll start with a simple question. If someone gave you, say, $10,000, but every time you spent a dollar of the 10,000, you will lose $2. It just automatically disappear. Would you want that 10,000? Probably not. And why wouldn't you? You would believe or make the accusation that something is afoot, accursed with that 10,000. Something is not considered profitable unto you. So you really don't want no parts of it. This is what pornography does. You open up the door to it or the window to it, which is you open up the window, which is to your soul, your mind, your will, your emotion, your intellect, your imagination. If you open up the window to pornography, what it does, it gives you the illusion that you're blessed. It gives you this falsified illusion, which will make you delusional, that you are blessed. Look at it this way: if a person is watching pornography or any pornographic images, you're basically looking at two people or an individual that is not your husband or your wife. Now, this is predominantly to those that believe in the holiness of marriages and all that good stuff, that it is ordained by God, which is all spirit, which is all truth, which He wants us to be all spirit and all truth. So, if you believe that this is ordained by God, you are really not in tune with the desires of your flesh. If this is going to resonate with you, if this is going to have a place with you, you really made a decision that, hey, fulfilling the lust of my body or fulfilling the lust of the, anything that keeps my soul in bondage or in torment, you really don't want no parts of it. So to watch pornography or watch any pornographic or any content of that nature is to place a person who is not your husband or your wife in the image or in your soul. Now, for the most part, it's considered acceptable, or it's considered, what's the problem with it? I could fantasize about anything. Going back to the $10,000. If every time you spent a dollar of that 10,000, you will automatically lose $2. Automatically. Would you take that $10,000? No, because it doesn't gain you anything. If you spend $1, you lose $2. So if you spend 100, you lose $2. So on and so forth. So if anybody were to say that multiplication or that is considered successful, this is what we do when we invite pornography inside of us. It gives us this crop, this landfill full of imagination. But the imagination is rotten to the core. And every time we think of someone in a lustful state, or we think of things in a lustful state, it takes away from us twice as much. So if you're listening to a gentleman who watched pornography a great deal of his life. Now, I'm not Jesus per se or anything like that, but I would vouch for the acceptance of the transformation of His Spirit coming inside of me. I'll give a short little testimony. I'm on the at the at the time of my separation from pornography for, let's say, I got started watching or involving myself with pornographic images and everything at a very, very early age. Let's say had to been 10 years or less. So you're talking about all the way up to my 40s. So that's a great deal of a fight. So you can imagine the amount of images that I had. So tell me this. How do you honestly think I treated women? Do you think I honestly loved them? If you were to say yeah, then there will be spurts when I'm delivered from pornography or whatever, or the image of lust. I could honestly love them. But then that will be short-lived because I'm not looking at them as my wife. So it would, like, once again, every time I invest into it, it's like taking twice as much from me. If you can afford to lose that kind of a damage to your soul, so be it. But I am talking to the individual who looks at themselves as like far more too valuable to expose himself, to lose himself to any kind of torment in their mind. You're putting images in your mind that takes twice as much away from you. So it's almost like if a person, so when a person like looks to get a high, that high takes twice as much away from you than it actually does to profit you or to benefit you. This is why the impact of anything outside that's love based, and anything that's going to be love based is going to be kind, it's going to be pure, it's going to be patient, it's going to be truth, it's going to be gentle, it's going to be beautiful, and it will be nothing. It will be all. That's all spiritual traits. It will be nothing physical, nothing you can see with the mortal eye. You know, and maybe on another video we go a little deeper into the separation or the differences between, spiritually driven and naturally driven. You know, for me to look at a woman and just say like, "Ooh, her curves," that's an implant that's been implemented from something of a spirit that's not of good, because it's going to implant one thing, it's going to take twice as much away from me. It's not going to increase me, it's going to take away from me. And this is what I'm just talking about the subject of pornography. This is what pornographic images, or being accustomed into that spirit, this is what it does. You plant one image and it takes twice as much away from you. 2 times as much it is coming from you. And when a person chooses to gratify themselves off of someone that is not they're in love with, and if a person said like, I'm in love with this actress or actor, that's not love, that's lust. And lust is like, it's a two-edged sword. It makes you feel good at the start, but it actually cripples you at the same time. It decapitates you. I don't even say cripple, because cripple, you got a chance of hobbling, whatever. Decapitation is basically you have no head, you can't, there's no function. If an individual can believe that they can honestly cleave to one person with multiple images of another or others inside their soul, that's suicide. You want to talk about far like what people have bipolar disorder or mental illnesses, etc. Here's a start. You put these images that's not holy, Holy is not a sanction, like it's so like unattainable. Is actually this being 100% in spirit, 100% in truth, separating from anything that will cause you harm, torment, etc. So you basically around the harmony or included in the circle of God, which is His love. No harm or hurt, whatever, can get close to you. It's a fence. It's a spiritual fence that's wrapped around you. Nothing can touch you if you're inside God's circle of trust. If you're outside, you're fair game. The enemy, or evil spirits, they seek to and fro. They're going on the earth, constantly walking up and down and seeing anybody who's on the outside or the cusp of God's bubble, they coming for them. That's what happened to me. And that's what happened. If you look around, nothing is by accident or coincidence. We put ourselves in these positions by what we entertain into our soul. That is an invitation for darkness. Remember, there are people that's on this earth that honestly are bringing forth, darkness from the depths of hell dimension. They're bringing forth these spirits and they're loosing it to the earth. We can't see them because the average person is looking through the natural mind, through the five senses. But if you were to discern, you will honestly be able to see them. But you will have to tap into the spiritual thing. This is why animals, they walk in fear, but they discern by scent. They will approach you if you are considered a threat. They will approach you with aggression, and more likely you have fear attached. But if you have love attached to you, they have no reason to be threatened. They're actually looking for you to have dominion over them with that love. Anyway, I will close with that. And if we get that opportunity, if the Holy Spirit allows, we'll continue this impact of pornography. And hopefully, if it's so led to, we will branch it to another subject. With that being said, everyone that's upon the sound of this voice, you are blessed, you are powerful, and the fullness and the power of God's might through His loving Son, through Jesus Christ. He loves us all. Accept His blood, accept what He did, call Him into your life, ask Him into your life, and He is far more worthy and far more capable of showing you that He's real with the transformation of yourself. Jesus Christ is Lord. You are blessed.